We are getting our first look at what a large part of Lindbergh Field could look like in the future.
The airport authority kicked off a series of public meetings this afternoon to showcase proposed plans and get the public's input.
San Diego 6's John Carroll live at Lindbergh Field, standing next to a building that will eventually be torn down. John.
And Jim and Nancy, that building is Terminal 1. It's the oldest terminal at the airport, built all the way back in 1967. What will replace it is what is being discussed now. Despite having only one relatively short runway, the amount of people that use Lindbergh Field continue to grow. So on the heels of last year's opening of the West Terminal 2 expansion, called the Green Build, the airport is once again looking forward.
We're looking at the airport development plan, we call it, which will take this airport to about the year 2035 to 2040.
The main part of that expansion will involve demolishing Terminal 1 and replacing it with a much larger terminal. 3 proposals are being presented to the public for input and will later be put before the airport board of directors for a final decision. The Thursday afternoon meeting filled the board conference room, and the people here seemed pleased with what they saw and heard.
I travel a lot, so I've seen a lot of other airports and a lot of development, and it looks like it's time for ours to step up to other cities.
Though the Terminal 1 redo is the centerpiece of this expansion, it also encompasses the land on the south side of the airport where the old Teledyne Ryan facility was. That will be made into parking for planes overnighting at Lindbergh. And the building this meeting was held in, the commuter terminal, for old-time San Diegans, once the home of Pacific Southwest Airlines, this building will be torn down.
This is going to be a long-term plan, and so while we may not need the additional capacity today, we know we're going to need it over the next 20 to 25 years, and so we want to plan now to be prepared.
There will be more chances for public input before these proposals go to the board, either late this year or early next. They could choose one of those proposals or combine elements to determine what San Diego's airport will look like years from now. Now, this new phase of the airport expansion will involve a long and complicated process. Construction probably won't even get underway for another 4 years or so. As to when it might be completed, well, they tell me it's just too early to say. But by way of comparison, the new addition to Terminal 2, the Green Build, from conception to opening day, that took 14 years. And that one was basically built on open land. Obviously not the same situation here. So this is going to be very complex and very expensive, certainly well into the billions of dollars. Live tonight at Lindbergh Field, John Carroll, San Diego 6 News.
Interesting stuff, John, but have to ask you, if you expand the terminal and capacity, don't you eventually need another runway?
Well, you know, Jim, I did a story on that a couple of years ago asking that very question, and found, much to my surprise, that there's still room for a lot more takeoffs and departures before they would ever have to worry about having another runway. In addition to that, because of the airport's landlocked status, there's really a big question of whether there's any room to build another runway here at all.
All right. John, Carol, thank you so much.